Okay, hi guys, welcome back to another episode of our project analysis. So today project analysis we'll be talking about Aurelle of Tampines. So Aurelle of Tampines, 你买不买? Okay, so today we have another speaker with us, with Joyce. Joyce is my wife.
Hi.
Yeah, so moving on, so without further ado, let's start with our project analysis for today. Okay, so EC. So Aurelle Tampines is an EC. So what's the difference between an EC and a new launch condo? So the difference here is right, EC caters to a very niche group of buyers. Yeah, and not everybody can buy EC. You also need to fulfill some HDB criteria also as well. Okay, so talking a little bit about EC eligibility before we dive into the project.
Eligibility wise, right, there's actually the income ceiling. So those who know BTO income ceiling is 14,000, but for EC it's 16,000. Okay, other than the income ceiling, also you actually have to fulfill a few criteria. Okay, so for EC, there are actually a few schemes. One is the public scheme, which is the normal one, like one married couple, husband and wife, they buy together. Okay, the second one is a fiance and fiancée scheme. Okay, haven't married yet but going to, also can. Okay, second one, the orphan scheme. So meaning to say, for example, a sibling, a brother and sister, the parents passed on already, they also can buy together. And then the last, for those who are single, you can also share with one of your friends, another single friend, so long two Singapore citizens plus one more criteria, both of you must be 35 years old. Okay, so 35 years old plus 35 years old, two male, two female also can.
One male, one female also can. Okay, so to touch a little bit more on the grants, so the grants eligibility, right, let me just draw it out. Okay, so for the grants, right, this is the grants that's catered on for buyers out there. Okay, so if you are earning combined income 10k or lower, you can get 30k grant if you are SC household. Then followed by 10 to 11k, you get 20, 11 to 12k, you get 10. So anything within $12,001 to 16,000, you don't get any grants. Okay, so also one key thing here about EC is, right, we follow 30% MSR ruling. So MSR is mortgage servicing ratio. Okay, so what does this mean, right? So imagine today you have 16k income. Okay, so for 16k income, I'll just write it here. For 16k, what you can loan, right, if you are going for a 30 years tenure and you are going to buy an EC, right, what you can loan is actually 1 million. Okay, but today likewise, right, if you're having the same income and you want to buy a new condo or even a resale condo, what you can loan here, right, is very different because for condo they take 55% TDSR. So for the same 16k income, what you can loan is, right, is 1.84 million.
Wow, there's a lot of difference. Huh?
Yeah, so there's a difference of about 800 plus thousand. This is why, right, even if you earn 16k, you might not be able to loan up to the full 75% of the property price for EC. That's why EC is really for a very, very niche group of buyers who can afford it. Like you earn too much, you cannot buy it. If you earn 17k, you cannot buy it. But of course, there's some appeal basis. But if you earn a lot, you cannot buy it. But if you earn too little, like for example, 10 to 12k, then your loan will be greatly affected again. Yeah, so for buyers out there, if you are in the income group of 14 to 16k, please don't waste this opportunity because EC is must buy. Okay?
So Alvin, what you are saying is, if let's say we earn 16,000, like bare minimum, going to exceed the income ceiling already, if you can only loan 1 million property, right? If I'm going for a 5-bedder, my cash outlay will be quite a bit, right?
Yeah. So for buyers who are going for a 5-bedder or even 4-bedder, most likely they are second timers. Or they have a huge sum of cash on hand, or their parents help them. If not, it's very hard for first timer to buy 5-bedder. Okay?
So I guess a lot of the bigger unit, we are looking at the second timer, those
yes.
HDB upgrader, I would say.
Correct. If you're a first timer, you can buy 5-bedder. Clap for you. Okay, so why are we talking about EC today? Why should we buy EC? Okay, so we take two examples for you all to take a look. So we take a look at Tampines Trillion and City Life, which is also at Tampines, also walking distance away from MRT. So this scenario is the same as Aurelle of Tampines. Aurelle of Tampines will be next to the future Tampines North MRT. Okay, so these two examples.
Wow, so we are looking at Tampines Trillion right now. Okay, let's take a look at the first one right here. This one is actually bought in 2012 and they actually sold in 2025. That's about 13 years. Yeah, 13 years. So look at the profit they made. 13 years, 842,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
For the first owners lah.
And this one we are looking at the size of 1001 only. So I would say it's like it's a 3-bedder comfortable size.
Yeah.
No, we're not talking about 4 and 5-bedder. So let's look at the second one. Also 1001 size, square feet same. Bought in 2012 same. And then sold in 2225. Oh, very similar to the previous transaction. They also made 785,000. Wow, this one is very huge amount. Let's take a look at this. This is
1.2 million profits.
Wow, 1.2. Let's see how many years. Over the course of they bought in 2001
12 years.
12 years. They sold in 2024. Wow, even shorter. So 12 years, 1.2 million. 1 year will be about
Wow, 100k.
100k. So
100k per
1 month about 9,000, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you can see that if you look at the previous slide, right, Tampines Trillion and City Life is not next to MRT. They are a few streets away, but they are still looking at all these profits, right? It's really quite incredible, honestly. Okay, so next we take a look at City Life. Okay, so City Life, right, likewise, right, just right beside Tampines Trillion. So the profit margin, let me just take a look at the profit. Okay, so for the profit margin, you can take a look here. 1.5 million,
Wow.
1 million, 400 plus K. Okay, 400 plus K because they bought resale. They are second owners.
Oh yeah, they bought in 2020 instead of 2013.
Yeah, but 1.5 million guys. 1.5. Okay, this is a 4-bedroom penthouse lah. Okay, 2,300 plus in square feet. So this person bought for 1.5 million. Then they sold for 3 million. Can you imagine? You buy then the price just times 2 for you. It's quite insane honestly. So it's literally your strike.
Oh, times 2. Yeah,
it's times 2. Times 2. So after they unlock this cash of 1.5 million, what would they do? They will highly they will go into a new launch again because they already make another profit. Yeah. So these are all past transactions which shows us that right in this surrounding of Tampines, right, it's very healthy. They are very healthy transactions. They are profitable transactions, and this is why you can safely enter Aurelle of Tampines, right? Because right, past transactions already show you already that is sure.
Very strong track records.
Yeah. Okay, so we take a look at the price metrics for Aurelle of Tampines. So Aurelle of Tampines, right, the developer guide price, they give 3 prices already. So for the C1 3-bedroom, 840 square feet, the guide price is around starting from 1.4 million. Okay, then for the 4-bedder, starting from 1.68 million, 5-bedder starting from 2.2 million. So if you remember what I told you earlier, if you earn around 16k, you can earn 1 million. So if you want to buy
1 million.
Yeah, you can loan 1 million only. So for your 5-bedder, you need to come out with 1.2 mil of down payment.
Just now the City Life seller can buy.
Yeah, just now the City Life can buy.
But now got another ruling so they have to wait out. Okay, let's move on to the fact sheet. Okay, so developer is Sim Lian. Sim Lian, the latest launch is actually EOK, Emerald of Katong.
Yeah.
So those who have been looking at the property market will know that on the first day they actually sold 90+%, right? Very good take-up rate.
Yeah.
Okay. This one they actually have so for this the TOP is actually 2028. Okay, TOP means the expected year of collection. Okay, and then total unit is 760 and car park is 608. Okay, very good car park ratio, about 80%.
Yeah.
So those who know for EC usually it's not 100% car park ratio lah. And then especially for near MRT. But for EC and near MRT for 80% car park ratio, very healthy really.
Yeah. And so Sin Lian is not if you know about Sin Lian, right? Sin Lian is no stranger to large developments. Their biggest development they have actually built, right, is Treasure of Tampines, 2,000 plus units. Yeah. So EOK also quite a number of units. So this EC 760 units, right? You don't have to be worried that the quality of finishing will be compromised. They are no stranger to blockbuster units projects. Okay, so 70 facilities in this project with 7 pools. Very similar to Treasure. Treasure got many pools and many facilities also. So the provisions we have here are you actually get your Hans Grohe, your Samsung. Okay, then they also provide a washer and dryer. Not all EC provide washer and dryer. Okay, so like what I mentioned earlier, Emerald of Katong, Botany, Treasure at Tampines, Region Exchange, Clover by the Park, these are all track records by Sim Lian. Reputable developer lah, and most of the time they are also the one that is constructing the project.
Okay, so take note Aurelle is actually a harmonized project. So what is actually harmonized project?
Okay, so this harmonized thing, right, is actually introduced in 2022. Okay, so to not confuse all the buyers out there, harmonized just means, right, they are not including your aircon latch into consideration when they show you the size of the unit. Yeah, so we can take a look at the next image, right, to have a better understanding. So if you take a look here, right, this is the C2P 3-bedroom premium of Aurelle of Tampines. So the total size is 872 square feet. Okay, so what are they calculating? They are calculating the red dots, inside the red dots only. They don't count the AC latch. AC latch is around 54 square feet. So by right, pre-harmonized project, right, they will sell these as 926 square feet. But it's essentially 926 square feet is equals to 872 square feet post-harmonized. Yeah, it's more efficient in a sense. Yeah, so even though the sizes are smaller, it's comparable to pre-harmonized 900 plus square feet. It's the same.
So don't be alarmed when you see that, oh, the size is 872 because it's actually
926.
926.
Yeah, because normally most of the time people upgraders, they are actually they come from 3-room flat. I mean they come from 4-room flat. They come from like 990 square feet, 1001 square feet. So when they say 800 plus square feet, they will wow, cannot get those ones before. Yeah, but it's actually the calculated space inside. Even the HDB 1001 square feet also include your aircon latch.
So if let's say you want to compare the HDB size with this Aurelle size, right, you actually have to use your 1001 or whatever size that HDB is, minus away the aircon latch area, then you can compare the size.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the location. Aurelle is actually very near to Tampines North MRT. Okay, this is upcoming MRT. So Tampines North is actually here. And Aurelle is this orange one. Okay? And then, okay, so Tampines North, as I mentioned, is actually an upcoming MRT station. Okay, Tampines North is actually at the Cross Island Line. Okay, very accessible. 2 stops to Hougang, 5 stops to Ang Mo Kio, 7 stops to Bright Hill. And then from the other side, Pasir Ris, 1 stop.
Okay, so if you look at the master plan here, this is Aurelle of Tampines, this part. Okay, so Aurelle of Tampines, there are still many upcoming land sale coming up. So Aurelle of Tampines is one of the first there. Okay, so like what I mentioned earlier, this is Aurelle. This is Tenet. And this is the recent launch, the blockbuster launch, Parktown. Okay, Parktown also 80+% sold on first day. So the future, there are still future land that's coming up. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Okay, so by entering into Aurelle, right, it's actually a first mover because there are 4 other lands coming up. Okay, and if you take a look here, let me just erase it away. Hold on.
So just to elaborate a bit, Parktown is actually the latest integrated development launch in Tampines. So it's connected to the MRT. And then the one beside Aurelle is actually Tenet. It's also an EC.
Yeah.
About 2 years ago.
Yeah,
around
correct.
2 to 3
Correct.
years.
So some stats of Aurelle, what you can see here is you can actually get a pool view at the Tenet side. This will be a bit like Lumina Guan. Lumina Guan also got something like that. I think the next one is Altura. They also can look into the pool. Yeah.
So you get pool view.
Yeah. So even though you don't face your own pool, you can face your neighbor pool.
And it's the one whole stretch.
Yep.
Okay, so moving on to the site plan. They actually have 7 pools as what Alvin mentioned earlier, and also a tennis court. Okay, and along the TP area. So
it's a full condo facilities actually. You get a full tennis court, then got swimming pool, you got adult pool, you got kids pool.
Those who have kids will love this project especially. Like for myself, because I like to bring my son to the pool. Okay, so this is actually overlooking the substation. Okay, we go back to the previous slide, right? It's actually where the stack 51 and 52 is facing. Okay, then as you can see, the substation is actually very low. So if you are at above 6th floor and above, you'll be able to clear the view already.
Yeah, okay. So this is a diagram for you all to see. The electrical substation is actually at around reach until 5th. So in order to clear it, you need to go 6th floor and above. So for buyers out there, if your banner number is not very good and you are only left with this stack, right, try to choose the units above the substation. If not, your views will be totally blocked.
If you have the choice to choose,
yeah.
Because still develop on balloting number.
Yeah. Okay, so for another side, this is the side that is facing Parktown, the future development, and also the MRT. Okay, so this will be the view. Then this one will be the view that is facing Tenet. So as you can see here, this is Tenet. This whole part is Tenet. Hold on. So as you can see here, right, this whole part is Tenet. This whole part. And then just now we told you you can get a pool view, right? The pool is here. See?
He draw the pool for you.
Yeah. So this is actually a pool view. Yeah. So if you cannot get a unit with pool view inside Aurelle, take a pool view for Tenet.
Well, actually not bad.
Yeah.
Because you get the pool view without paying for the premium of the pool view.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this one is whereby you are facing the entrance of your project, where the cars come in and out. Okay, so this is a small road. So traffic noise will be quite minimal.
Okay, so this part is actually
facing the TPE.
Okay, so this part is actually facing the TPE. Okay, so you can see the clearance to the next residential area is actually quite far.
Yeah, if I'm not wrong, the clearance is around 60 plus meter. Quite far away.
Okay, so as you can see here, the one beside is actually Tenet, and then for Aurelle, right, all the units facing either pool or the garden, so all pool view or garden view mostly. I would say.
Yeah. So the most special one will be this side this side, this pool view side, because this is actually unblocked. Once you clear the substation, it's unblocked again.
So you get a pool view and unblocked view.
Yeah.
Okay, so one question. Alvin, where do you think will be the most competitive price unit?
Most competitive price means cheapest lah. Okay, so cheapest unit from my understanding from my past experiences with EC is it will be the units that is very near the car park ingress and egress, which will be over here.
Because the car go in and out, in and out, in and out.
Yeah, so imagine you're staying at the second floor or you're staying at the first floor, the car keep coming in or you can totally hear the car. So this part where she's facing Tenet will highly be the cheapest unit. And I think it can be seen in the resale market as well. Last time when we were searching for our resale property, when we go and see one Canberra, also a resale EC, right? The unit that is directly above the ingress egress is the cheapest. And it also takes longer to sell. It was in the market for quite some time.
So back then we actually have a tight budget, so we actually went to view the unit. It's really second floor, just right above where the cars go in and out. That is the cheapest in the market.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the unit mix of the project. So you get 14 blocks. Okay, highest floor is 14th floor. Okay, let's move on to the layout of the project. So for this project, we have 3-bedder, 4-bedder, and 5-bedder. Okay, so it's quite common. Like you see, normally you rarely get 2-bedder nowadays. It's just 3, 4, and 5.
Okay, so for the 3-bedder, we actually have 3-bed compact and 3 premium and 3 study. Yeah. So 3 types.
4 types. I mean 3 types, 4 layouts.
Okay. So for the 3-bedder compact, it's actually 840 square feet. Okay, so the difference between the 3-bedder compact and the 3 premium is the yard. So if you take a look at this layout, right, the kitchen, they actually don't have a yard, but it's still a very functional kitchen. It's a squarish kitchen, okay, and then when you're washing your dish, right, this, can you see the 3 lines, right? This is actually a glass panel. Yeah, so those who have like me, very capable one, right, you will like this kind of layout because when you're doing the dishes, right, you can actually look at the dining area and also living area and also the balcony, like what your family members are doing or your friends okay. When you come into the house, right, when you turn to left, this is actually your whole living and dining area, okay, followed by a balcony. And then you move forward, this is actually your kitchen area. So this kitchen is actually quite an efficient layout, I would say. It's a square kitchen, okay. Then your fridge and washer dryer will be here. So washer dryer, one thing to take note, like what Alvin said earlier, is actually given in this project. So a lot of other EC, I would say most of the other ECs, they actually don't provide the washer dryer as well, okay. And then first common bedroom, second common bedroom. One thing to note is both common bedroom is actually 9 square meter. 9 square meter means you can comfortably put a double bed and also a side table. The built-in wardrobe will be given. So you see there are actually ample space in the bedroom. Okay. Then moving on to your master, is actually 12 square meter and also your master bed. Right beside master bed is actually your common toilet. So this is a very typical 3-bed compact layout, I would say. But one thing to note is the kitchen is actually a very nice shape for this layout. Okay, so quite a few stacks for this layout. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So 12 stacks for you to choose from. Okay. So if you are buyers who are looking at you prefer pool view, right? There are stacks that are suitable for you. And if you are buyers who prefer garden view and you do not like the pool view, there are also stacks suitable for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so next one we have the 3-bedroom premium. So this is 872 square feet. Okay, so this is around 32 square feet difference. So based on the price matrix, it's around 60,000 difference. Okay, so but this what I like about this layout is, right, the space is more suitable to build like storage cabinets. Because when you come into the unit here, you can build it over here. Yeah, and it doesn't really affect the walkway. But if you look at the previous layout here, right, you can't really build it here. You also cannot build it at the bomb shelter here. If not, you're blocking the bomb shelter. Yeah. So this one I feel for storage wise will be more ideal. And also this also have like what Joyce mentioned earlier, you also have the kitchen glass over here. Whereby when you are here, you're doing your laundry, you're doing your dishes, you can look into the living room. You can see what your kids are doing if they are climbing the sofa. Okay, so this is very important for people with young kids. Okay, then what is different here is you actually have additional yard, additional WC. So just now the first 3-bedder, I would say is for young families, maybe 2 to 3 packs.
Smaller family.
Smaller family. But this layout for 3-bedder premium, right, it will appeal more to family with kids and helper when you are doing more cooking compared to like a smaller family. Because if you do cooking, right, you cannot have a kitchen that's too small. You need the yard to move around also. And the WC serves as a purpose for your helper.
Yeah, I think it's quite common if you have kids, then you will require more cooking as compared to like 2 person, usually like seldom cook then just like when we were 2 person, we will just tapao or we just eat out. Seldom cook.
So this one has 214 units because high likely we need this kind of layout to appeal to your buyers in future. That's why developers they build more of this unit as well. So there's many stacks for you to choose from. Face outwards, garden and pool view all have. Okay. Okay, so to make a comparison between these 2 3-bedders, right? Yeah. So for these 2 3-bedder, which one will you prefer? Based on our current situation.
Okay, for my current situation, and if I have a choice, I have a good ballot number, I will go for C2, this one. Okay, why, like what he mentioned earlier, I would think this is a good layout, but more suitable for a family of 2 to 3. But for our current situation, we actually have 2 kids and 1 helper. So this one will be slightly, I would say it's okay, but not that ideal for our family. So this will be much, it will be better lah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're in a similar situation as us, like you have a kid and a helper, I would feel that you need a premium. Yeah. And also when you hit the resale market, right? Technically, when buyer come and feel when they go resale, it's all about emotions. Because when we buy a house, we also buy based on emotions, even though we are agents ourselves. Okay, but then when you go into this unit, let's say you go into 840, okay, the bedrooms and living about the same, not much difference. But then when you go into the kitchen, you will feel like, wow, how come so small? But when you go into 872, you will feel like, okay, this is so much bigger. And for 60k difference, when you hit resale, 75%, 25% down payment for 60k is around 15,000. 15,000 difference in down payment. And most probably people will make this choice to choose the 872 square feet. Yeah.
Here's one thing to note, because the yard, it actually makes a lot of difference. It's not only the yard, the kitchen also. If let's say when you got kids, right, you will need the sterilizer, the rice cooker, you need a lot of other stuff, like you need places to put your kids' bottle and all. So the countertop, this area and the storage area is actually quite important.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so for this one, C2, we'll prefer C2.
Yes, C2.
Okay, so we move on to the 3-bedder plus study layout. So we got 2 layouts over here.
The first one is a 926 square feet unit. Okay, let's take a look at floor plan. When you come into the house, you turn left into the kitchen. Okay, one thing to note, not to my liking, is actually the stove and also the sink. It's actually facing the wall. Like what I mentioned earlier, I like to see outside. I don't like to face the wall. Okay, so this one is actually facing the wall. Same like what we have just now. The premium, you have the yard, you have the WC. Okay, but the difference here is the study. So for this, you actually have a 3 square meter study area. Okay, for those who, because now quite a few people working from home, you actually need this space the study area. Okay, 2 proper common bedroom, also 9 square meter, and your master plus the ensuite. I would say this layout, not my ideal layout.
Yeah. Okay, so we take a look at the next. There's one more 3 plus study lah. So let's see the next 3 plus study.
Okay, so the next layout, this is actually slightly bigger, 947 square feet. It's bigger by 21 square feet. Okay, if you take a look at the price matrix, right, this is about 30k, estimated about 30k more than the previous layout. Okay, the difference here is bigger in the study and the living. So for this, the study is actually 4 square meter. Just now was 3 square meter, and then for your living is 26 square meter. Okay, for just now it's actually 25 square meter. So both is about 1 square meter bigger. Okay, then this layout you actually have a, oh yeah, this one very good, very nice. You actually have a dedicated dining area here. Okay, then your kitchen, your sink is facing outside. Okay, this is what I like. So when you are doing the dishes, right, you can kepo the dining, you can look at the living, you can look at the balcony. Okay, then this layout I would say appeal more to family with kids. Okay, when they finish dinner, they are doing their homework, you can see what they are doing lah. If they are using their phone or they are doing homework.
I just like the dedicated dining space lah, because it's not out of nowhere. Of course, the dining we can shift to the balcony and zip check it. But if you don't want to do that, then the dining is tucked nicely in one corner, whereby it doesn't really hinder. But if you compare to the rest, then you can see that it's like in between the living room. Okay?
Okay, one thing I want to highlight also, what I like is the bomb shelter is actually tucked nicely at one corner of the house. Okay, so this one I would say is very similar to what we have seen just now. The main difference here is the kitchen and the bomb shelter layout. Okay.
Okay, so we move on to 3-bedder plus study comparison. Let's compare these two. So differences in size around 21 square feet, price around 30 square feet. Okay, so for 30k, what you get is you get a dedicated dining space, and also you get a bigger study. I think the study when you go to resale, you can really feel it, even though it's 1 square meter, but 3 square meter is really quite small. When 4 square meter, you go in, you can actually feel the difference. Of course, the living you cannot really feel it lah. But then 30k to get a better kitchen, a better dining space area, and also a bigger study. For those people who really need a study, I think this will be the one that I would strongly recommend compared to C3S. Okay, so we will prefer C4S.
So Alvin, you will pay the 30,000 to upsize.
Yeah, I will pay the 30,000 to upsize. Definitely. Of course, we are couple. Yeah, so to sum up all 3 bedders, this will be our ranking. Our first choice will be 3-bedder plus study, C4S.
The one that we just talked about.
Yes. So this one I feel is the most efficient. Kitchen also very good. Second one, instead of going for the next largest, right, which is the C3S, right, we'll go for the C2P, the 3-bedder premium without study. Yeah. Then.
But of course, this is if you don't need the study lah.
Yeah, correct. So to me, I don't have a study also, because we are agents, we work outside. But if you ask me, right, I don't think the C3S layout, right, the study one is better than the C2 premium. I don't think so. So that's why we will weigh the 3-bed premium as our second choice, followed by another study C3S. Our last choice will be the 3-bedder compact. Of course, I'm not saying that the 3-bedder compact is not good, but in terms of the ranking of these 4, right,
for our situation.
For our situation, and I think our situation is quite similar to buyers out there. Unless today you are a couple with very family members, then of course you can go for C1.
Or for example, like some of our friends, their income actually exceed the BTO 14,000 already, so they are actually looking at EC. So also haven't married yet, a very
young couple.
Yeah, so first property, no kids yet, not married.
Down payment also not a lot. Yeah, so they might go for C1. Yeah, so C1 might be a good stepping stone for you to go to a bigger property in future. But for exit strategy, I feel C4S might be the best.
If you have a choice, you got a slightly more budget, go for C4S.
C4S, yes. Okay.
Okay, so let's move on to the 4th bedroom. Okay, so this is actually the 4-bedroom compact. Okay, 4-bedroom compact, we only have one layout. Okay, this is the one and only layout. So this layout, I would say, it's actually very suitable for those who, the family size, they really need a 4th bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay. And because the next few layout is actually, the price difference is slightly, I wouldn't say slightly.
It's quite a bit.
It's actually
It's
much
quite
bigger. Okay, so if let's say you really want to do the upsize, you want a 4-bedroom unit, and then this will be the layout that we are looking at. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's go through the layout. So you come into the unit, you turn left into the kitchen. So kitchen also very nice. This is what I like. Your sink is actually facing the dining, and then you actually have the yard, the WC, and then the bomb shelter tucked nicely at one corner. Okay, then your first common bathroom, 4 square meter, very good size. And then your 4th bedroom, one thing to note, your 4th bedroom also very good size, 8 square meter, just 1 square meter smaller than the other 2 common bedroom.
Yeah.
So if you have 3 kids, right, maybe your children won't realize that the ones staying in that room won't realize that their room actually smaller. Okay.
Yeah. 8 square meter you can fit a double bed, no issue.
So you can see here, when you got 2 pillow means it's a double bed. So you can fit a double bed plus side table and also the wardrobe. No problem with that. Okay, just a bit smaller only. Then the rest is actually very similar to what we've seen just now. Your 2 common bedroom, 9 square meter. Of course, your master will be slightly bigger than the previous layout that we mentioned.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this is actually a very, I would say, functional 4-bedroom unit. If you need a 4-bedroom.
So if you're on a budget, because it's easy purchase, right? Down payment matters a lot here. If you're on a budget but you need a 4-bedder, you really need a 4-bedder, then you need to look at this 1023 square feet. And there's 108 units for you to choose from. So quite a few selection, quite a variety for you to choose from. Okay, so we take a look at the next one. For the next 4 bedrooms, right now the size is 1206.
Wow, very big difference from just now.
I think it's close to 200 square feet difference. Yeah, so this one only got 1 stack. This is type D2F stack 14. Only got 14 units and they are facing the pool. Okay, so this is why we say if you got bigger budget, you can look at the bigger ones because this is 200 plus square feet, right? It's 300k difference already. Yeah, and as also if you take into account MSR, all those, right, then it adds up to a lot. Okay, so for D2F and the next 2 layout, right, these 3 layouts in total will be bigger size. There will be a nicer layout, not so compact. So for people with bigger budget, you take a look at all these 3 layouts. Okay, so as when you enter the property, you can already see that there is a very wide frontage over here. Yeah. So when you go for 4-bedder, you must go for wide frontage. As I know, we bring buyer and go and see 4-bedder, we go see the wide frontage also. Wow.
It kind of just makes you feel that the house is bigger.
Yeah, then you will self-sold already because when the living room feels huge, right, the feeling, the感觉 very good. Okay, so wider frontage, you get a longer kitchen over here. Got a longer kitchen over here and longer yard. Okay, so one key thing about this living, I would say, you see this daughter light over here. Okay, so if you are staying in a 5-room flat right now, BTO, right, your floor plan will also have this daughter one. Yeah. So this will be your suggested study, which can be your extra study room or it can be your 5th compact room. So this one can actually be a 4+ study or a 5 rooms. So even if you build this common room over here, you can see that your living room still got a lot of space because it's wide frontage. Okay, so if you have a good better number, you can take a look at this because this one only 1 stack, 14 units only. Okay, so this one pretty similar to the previous one also. The 4th bedroom also 8 square meter, but the key difference is over this side, this balcony and the kitchen. Okay, cool.
Okay, so we move on to the next 4-bedroom layout. Okay, this size is 1195 square feet. Very similar, I would say, the size compared to the previous one. The difference is actually the 4th bedroom, right? This one your kids really won't fight. 999. All 3 common bedroom is 9 square meter. Okay, just now the 4th bedroom is actually 8 square meter. So this is actually bigger. Then your kitchen and yard is smaller by 1 square meter. But one thing to note, when you hit the resale market, right, the kitchen and yard 1 square meter, you can actually feel it.
Yeah, normally you can't feel it one, but then if you take a look at the previous layout here, you see the long L shape, right? Then you see this mini L shape. You confirm can feel the difference over here. Yeah, then like once again what we say, like in all our videos that I did with Jonathan also, when you hit resale, it's all about the feeling. You must feel good. Yeah.
So I think this 1 square meter, what really impact is actually this washer dryer.
Yeah.
So you see this washer dryer is actually protruding out in the yard. As compared to the previous layout, this washer dryer is tucked nicely at this corner. So when you walk, your leg won't kena.
The washer dryer. Yeah, so it's like it's not protruding out of nowhere lah. But if you look at this D3F, it's like there. You know what I mean? It's there.
So
You can see it, especially for OCD people. I tell you, you will not want to see this the washer dryer here.
I think for people with kids also, they wouldn't want something like protruding out lah, because when they're running, you know they pop.
Yeah.
So okay, then okay. So if let's say you really have to compare, I will go for the previous layout lah.
Yeah,
Okay?
20k cheaper only for this layout, but I will still prefer the other one. Okay, so moving on to the last 4-bedder layout. This is also 1206 square feet. Okay, so this is D4P. So the very special thing about this, you will get an additional dry kitchen over here. Okay, so dry kitchen, there isn't a good or bad about this. It's about whether you really like a dry kitchen or not. So this dry kitchen serves as a long island for you can actually do your dining over here also as well. So this caters more to people who likes it. Yeah, but for me or for us personally, we will still prefer D2F with no dry kitchen because I don't need a dry kitchen. So for people who don't need dry kitchen, please go to D2F. But for people who enjoy dry kitchen, there is a certain crowd for it, of course. Like I think Water Bay, there are some layouts that has dry kitchen also. But for me, I personally don't like it because it's protruding out in the kitchen. So when you come inside, right, it's like you can still see your dining and living, but I feel like this thing is a bit protruding out of nowhere. And when we sell for resale buyer, when they went to buy Water Bay resale East, they wanted to hack this dry kitchen away also. Yeah, because it's out of nowhere. Yeah. But one thing is your fridge now will be in your living. And your kitchen and yard, same 10 square meter, never compromise. Washer dryer tucked in one corner nicely, so it's still better than D3.
I would say this layout is actually more appealing for those who like dry kitchen as compared to if let's say you prefer an area for you to do your 5th bedroom or your recreation room, then the previous layout will be better because this one your dining table, if you realize your dining area actually is actually placed at the proposed 5th bedroom or study room or recreation room, so it becomes you won't be able to build that extra room out.
Yeah, unless you put into the balcony and zip track . Yeah, but I think some people they still prefer to eat inside the house.
There are some buyers.
Okay, so to compare the 4 bedrooms or the 4 layouts, okay, so this will be our ranking. Our first, very obvious, D2F. we love D2F, yeah. Then followed by D3F, okay. Then D4F, then D1. D1 will be the last, right? Because it's really, to me, for 4-bedder, it's still quite small. For me, when I go for 4-bedder, I want bigger units. And likewise, for 4-bedders, I think your crowd, right, that's coming from the BTO, right, they are mostly staying at 5-room flat. 1184 or 1206 square feet. So when they come to a 4-bedder D1, it's a little bit compact. But then if you're budget constrained, then no choice, D1. No wrong also.
One thing to note is because in future when you hit the resale market, right, a lot of your buyers are HDB upgraders. So they have 2-3 kids or their in-law, their parents. So they have a lot of things.
Yeah.
So your living might not be able to fit everything if they have a lot of things.
Yeah. Okay. So lastly, 5 bedrooms, our last layout for this project. So 5 bedrooms, you get 2 stack, 28 units only. So premium facing, they are facing the pool over here. Okay, so this is the most premium facing. Normally they will place the 5-bed at the most premium facing. Okay, so 1356 square feet. This is huge. Yeah, this is really very huge. Okay, so the price will start from 2.258 million. So like what I mentioned earlier, if your loan is only 1M, 1.258 is your cash outlay or your CPF outlay, and there's still stamp duty. So not everybody can be able to afford this. Okay, so this layout is actually quite similar to the previous layout, the D4F, whereby you get a dry kitchen over here. Okay, your kitchen and yard same, but what is different here is you get a proper junior master now. Junior bath is over here. So 5 proper bedrooms. Okay, and what you have to take note is for 5-bedders, if you really can afford this, I would say
go for it.
Go for it and congratulations. Okay, because if you take a look at the surrounding supply, if you take a look at City Life and Tampines Trillium, which you talked about, or even Belsa, right? Belsa is quite near to Aurelle, it's at Tampines North side. There are no 5 beders. Yeah, there are only 4 beders maximum. So in the supply, for the supply of resale EC, when you hit MOP next time, it will be very limited. So who are your competitors? Your competitors, Parktown. So Parktown, how much are they selling? I'm not saying that Parktown is not good, but Parktown 5 bedder right now is going for 3.8 million. So when you buy 5 bedder, how much do you want to earn? I don't think you just want to earn 500k. You will want to earn 1 million or 800,000. So you will sell 4.6 million. Yeah, but then if you can enter around 5 bedder, right, you're entering at 2.258. So they want to sell 4.6. You 2.258, how much can you sell? Even if you sell 3.2 million, I think also 不过分. Then that will be a 1 mil profit. Yeah, and size is not saying that it's very small, 1356. Of course, the size at Parktown 5 bedder is way bigger, but this 5 bedder layout is actually quite sufficient. Yeah, so if you can afford, I strongly suggest you go for this. But of course, if your income exceeds, you cannot, then you have to go, and you need a proper 5 bedrooms, then you have to go for Parktown. But just think note that your future competitors are Aurelle. Yeah, the 5 bedders Aurelle. Okay? So ending off, this is our whole summary of Aurelle of Tampines. So EC if you can buy 就是 very good So if you really can buy, you must buy. If you are at a range of maybe 14, 15, 16 go for the EC. Because EC is sure gain. I would say 99% sure gain. Right now we have a few clients that bought EC from us. We sell the HDB here, they are laughing in their dreams. They're earning so much from EC. And one good thing about EC is, right, if next time you want to buy a second property, you don't even need to sell this EC, you can decouple. After 5 years, you can decouple already. And then you can buy another unit. But if you go for BTO, SBF, in order to unlock the cash proceed, you need to sell off the flat. Then sell off the flat, what's going to be the next question in mind? Want to rent or not? So this is always the key thing here. But then when you go for EC, the benefit is like that. It's like a heavily subsidized EC. Like what they always say, you're buying BMW at Toyota price.
Heavily subsidized.
Heavily subsidized. So, Aurelle of Tampines, 你买不买?
Bye!
Okay guys, see you at our next video.
Bye!